Welcome to the third lesson of Basic Banjo. My name is Timothy Dirksen, and in this lesson we'll be focusing more on hand placement. On our last lesson I was showing you the different chord patterns for the basic chords of G, C, and then D7, because those are your main basic chords that you use when you're playing. When it comes more to bluegrass playing, which is what this is more of, because I don't know the other styles that well, the important part, one of the main important parts of it, is your right hand. Because your right hand has your picks, and then it's the 3-finger picking style. So when you kind of do rolls and all that stuff, that's the basic difference between bluegrass banjo and a lot of different styles of banjo. And one of the ways, well, the reasons why it's so clear and everything is because your hand doesn't move around when you're playing. And that's because of how you place your hand on your banjo and stabilize your hand. Now some people will use either, preferably both your fingers. I can't do that. I've tried. But if you can, that's good, because my pinky is really smaller than my other finger. So, as long as you have one hand mounted, and I'll zoom up a little bit here. Let's see if I can do this here. There we go. A lot of people will have try to put them together, these two fingers together, and then you play like that. As you can tell, or they have one finger, like I do. This finger just kind of roams around as long as he doesn't hit the other strings. Or some people are able to use just this finger here, so they have that finger mounted on it, which I have. Or another way I've shown how to do this is you place your pinky on one end of your bridge over here, and then on the other bridge. I don't know if I can show that or not. But you have on the ends. So it's that way you can still have both fingers on it on your head, if in case you can't place them both together at the same spot. The other important factor is to keep all your fingers kind of together. A lot of times I'll see people playing, and they'll be playing, and their index finger will go and jump up like that. I don't know if you can see that. It'll jump up when they're playing, so it'll be, and that's not good. That's what called the flyaway finger, and that detracts from your playing, because your finger's all the way up here. You have to bring it about a whole inch down in order to play. When you play, you want to make sure your fingers are very close to your strings, so only like a couple inches above. They're not a couple inches, just like a little bit above, and then that way you can play. And the way that you have your hand is you kind of hold it more kind of like a C shape almost, so just like hang down. I don't know if you can see that. And then your thumb just goes up across it, and then you can play, because your thumb goes back and forth like that, and your fingers, these fingers, should go and bend here, right there. They shouldn't bend the whole finger up and down. They should bend right there. And that gives you the most power. And another thing too with your fingers, when you're playing, you don't have to really wail back your fingers and go and hit the strings. You can get the same amount of power as doing that as doing just a little short, powerful hit. And it makes your playing a lot smoother. So when you're playing, you want to focus on how close your fingers are and that they're not jumping up. Because otherwise, then your playing gets a little sloppier when you do that. Let's see here. I think that's about it right now. So basically you keep your fingers as you can close to the C spot. Also another thing is to keep your hand kind of arched. One way to do it is if you place like a little rubber ball or those hacky sack balls here, and then you place your wrist on top of it. So that way your wrist kind of has more of an arch to it. So when you're playing, it goes like that. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's not flat, it's more arched. And that allows your hand to be more straight. So if you're playing like that, then your hands are not. You'll hit other strings while you're pulling up. Where this creates them more straight. So that's all for lesson 3 here on basic banjo. And just make sure your hand is in that spot and keep it in that C looking position where you just hang your hand, just let your fingers hang loose. And that's how they should hang. And then you just keep them like that, kind of lock them in that shape, bring them down to your head of your banjo, position it there, and that's about how they should be. And your hand should be about right there on your wrist, and then you can play. And make sure to keep your hand a little bit arched, because that keeps your fingers straighter and it allows you to not hit the opposite string behind it when you're playing. Otherwise you can hit that or possibly breaking the string or making it not sound very good. So hopefully you learned something, and that's it for lesson 3.